Om Tat Sat. Thank you for joining this session. Today we enter into the verse 9 of chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita. The verse is Anye cha bahava shura madarthe tyakta jivitaha नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणास् सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः. Let us look at the word by word meaning before we get into a detailed commentary. Anye, others, cha, and, bahava, many, Shura, brave warriors, Madarte, for my sake, Tyakta Jivita, ready to sacrifice their lives. Nana Shastra Praharana, armed with various weapons, Sarve, all, Yuddha Visharada, they are skilled in warfare. Together, it means, and many other brave warriors ready to sacrifice their lives for my sake, armed with various weapons, all skilled in warfare. So, here, if we see Duryodhana is telling to his teacher Dronacharya about the army generals that are there on their side. The Kaurava army was a massive army. So rather than pointing out just to certain individuals, he rather says everyone in our army. In the previous verse, we see he starts with Bhavan, yourself, that is Guru Dronacharya, Bhishma, Karna. He says a few, he names a few, and then he says, and many, many who have come here that have sided with me, is what this verse conveys. Now we will learn how to recite this before we get into a deeper commentary of this verse. This verse is Anye cha bahava shura madarte tyakta jivitaha. The starting is Anye cha. Say it after me. Anye cha. Anye cha. Bahavash. Why does it become Bahavash? Because the next letter is a sh. And here we have a visarga. In va, after va, there's a visarga. Since there's a visarga, based on the next letter, the exhalation sound becomes like this. It becomes Bahavashura. Don't say Bahavash fully. Bahavashura, like an exhalation. Bahavashura. So, Anyecha Bahavashura. The sh and sh here, they combine. So it goes like Bahavashura Madarte. Repeat it. Madarte. Madarte. Tyakta jivitaha. त्यक्तजीविताः मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः. What does it mean? Try to recollect in your mind. The commentary was, or the meaning was, others, anye cha, and bahava, many. Bahava means many. Shura, what does Shura means? Brave, brave warriors. Madarte, for my sake, for me. Tyakta jivitaha, ready to sacrifice their lives, who are willing to give up their life for this cause of making Duryodhana be in power. That's the first line. Second line, Nana Shastra Praharanas. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Repeat it after me. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Let's do it again. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Now together. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Salve. Salve. Yuddha Visharadaha. Salve Yuddha Visharadaha. Yuddha Visharadaha. That's how it ends. What does it mean? Nana Shastra, armed with various weapons, many different kinds of weapons. Sarve, all, everyone. Yuddha Visharada, they are skilled in warfare. All are Maharathis, great Maharathis we have. Very powerful warriors we have on our side, is what Duryodhana is telling his teacher Dronacharya. So let's recite this first line and second line one by one. First I'll do, and you do it after me, or you can also do it with me and again do it when I pause. Anye cha bahava shura. Say it. Madarte tyakta jivitaha. Anye cha bahava shura. Madarte tyakta jivitaha. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Salve Yuddha Visharadaha. Salve Yuddha Visharadaha. Nana Shastra Praharanas. Why does it become? Why does the Visarga sound as a S? Because the next letter is a S. So, Praharanas Sarve Yuddha Visharadaah. This is verse 9. So now, dear sincere seeker, get ready for today's healing journey with your eyes closed, or be seated somewhere in a silent and a calm place while you listen to today's satsanga. Today's session will also be as deep as the previous session, just the way we had learnt about the different characteristics of each and every personality and how we can apply them in our life in a similar way today. We will learn about the characteristics of weapons and missiles. The verse says, and many other brave warriors, ready to sacrifice their lives for my sake, armed with various weapons, all skilled in warfare. Many brave warriors. See, in the side of the Kaurava, there are still many that Duryodhana had not mentioned. That's why he says many, many brave warriors to complete it. Otherwise, just introducing the warriors on his side, it might take many, many verses or a long time. So, to cut it short, he says many great warriors. For some example, they are Shalya, Bhagadatta, Bhalika, Kritavarma, Jayadratha, and many other Maharathis, very powerful, who were in the side of the Kaurava. In this verse, we learn about being a brave warrior. A question arises, who is a brave warrior? In this verse, we learn this very verse, Bahavashura. Many brave warriors, Bahavashura. Who's truly a brave warrior in this world? Now let us understand it through the lens of a tamasic person, ignorance, through the lens of a rajasic person, passion, and through the lens of a sattvic person, which is goodness. For a tamasic person who's ignorant, for them, braveness or strength or weapons can be seen as the tamasic missiles such as bombs, swords, and destructive forces. See, for an ignorant person, what is brave for them? Braveness for them is when I have bombs, missiles, swords, destructive forces, lying, revenge, intimidation, anger, hatred, violence, cruelness. These are their missiles, these are their weapons, which destroys themselves in the longer run. See, we might think that anger, hatred, will help us to destroy another person. But in reality, They don't destroy anyone externally, they first destroy the one who harbors it within. So, through the lens of Duryodhana, through the eyes of Duryodhana, for him, brave and powerful is a person who is a Maharathi, who can destroy hundreds and thousands of warriors at the same time. Based on your mind and your thoughts, accordingly you see the world. He finds security in external power. Security. Various kinds of weapons ready to sacrifice their lives for my sake. He finds security in seeing that they have a lot of warriors on their side. They have many warriors who are holding their swords, who know various kinds of missiles and weapons, how to use them. He thinks that will keep him safe. But relying on what is temporary can never keep us safe, dear sincere seeker. That is why stay away from these tamasic missiles. What are tamasic missiles? So, in the verse, we are learning about weapons and missiles. We all have these missiles within. These are not just external forces. These missiles within us are anger, they are hatred, they are mental violence, cruelness, lies, revenge, which we harbor within. A person harbors this thinking that he can subdue the other person with this. He can defeat the other person with this. But in reality, anger, hatred, they are like snakes. They bite us first. When you hold a snake, and there is a person standing in front of the snake, and I am holding the snake does not bite the person who's in front of it. It first turns and bites that hand which is holding it. I repeat again. It is time for us to drop these missiles from our mind. These weapons are not good for us. They will only destroy us in the long run. When there is a snake which is vicious and venomous, if I try to hold it and you are standing in front of me, I am thinking I am going to make the snake bite you. So the venom can enter into you and can destroy you. But unfortunately, it does not bite you first, it first bites the hand that holds it. So don't hold on to anger. Let go, let go. Forgive, learn to forgive. Develop sattvika weapons within you, which we will learn in a few minutes from now. First, we are learning tamasika weapons, bombs, swords, all those destructive powers which people use against one another, thinking that I will have control over them. I will have control over that. Thinking like this. They hold on to these weapons, which in later stage becomes the weapon of destruction for oneself. Before it destroys others, the snake first bites the hand that is holding on to it. Next is Rajasika missiles and weapons. These are weapons of ambition that a person harbors within in the mind. They could be status, influence, competition, prestige, recognition, name, fame, wealth, power. These are the second type of missiles which, again, in the longer run, leads to our destruction. A lion and a tiger will play with you as long as it does not feel hungry. The minute it feels hungry, it will destroy you. Similarly, is what is attachment to name, fame, wealth, power. These which we become very proud of becomes the reason for our own downfall. So stay away from these weapons. They are not good for us. When we start attaching ourselves to our status, to our recognition, then whatever we do in this world ends up being an act filled with ego, ahankara, which only attaches us to the fruit of that action. A yogi or a yogini learns to rise above this fruit. So stay away from the very first kind of missiles and weapons: anger, hatred, violence, which is not good for us. They are the weapons of destruction. They destroy us first before they destroy anyone else. Number two, name, fame, recognition. It will delude us. See, people will respect you today, maybe based on your position, maybe based on what you have. You might be having power, you might be having wealth, due to which they respect you, they look at you in a humble way, and they speak with you in a kind way. But, dear sincere seeker, when this is all gone, you will realize that they all were just like those lion and tigers that played with you as long as they were not hungry. But as soon as they get hungry, you are their first prey. We get deluded. We think people genuinely love us, people genuinely care for us. But, dear sincere seeker, there's only one person who always cares for you and thinks of you. That is Shri Krishna alone. No one else. Because human beings are always under the influence of these three guna: sattva guna, raja guna, tama guna. So stay away from the missiles of wealth, power, name, fame. When I mean stay away from these, it means don't attach yourself with that. When you have wealth, when you have power, when you have name, use it for serving Shri Hari. And once the seva is done, oh Shri Krishna, this was my offering unto you and nothing more. I don't want to attach myself with this fruit. None of this belong to me. It is all yours alone, Shri Krishna. It is all yours alone. Next, the third type of missile or weapons can be seen as Sattvika missiles. They are weapons of dharma. See how we learned? First, we learned weapons of destruction, which is tamasika missiles, which we harbor in our mind. Second was weapons of ambition, which is again not good for us, to accumulate worldly things. It dilutes us in a later stage. Third is weapons of dharma, which is sattvika missiles. What are they? Patience, forgiveness, wisdom, honesty, integrity, compassion, truthfulness. These are the missiles or weapons of the nature of goodness. It will take you forward in your inner journey. It will help you grow in your inner journey. So, if you're someone who wishes to find security, who wishes to find stability in your life, look for these missiles, look for these weapons. Start from today to generate the weapon of patience within you. Patience is a great skill. When you learn to be patient in life, when you accept everything as the workings of Sri Krishna and patiently doing your sadhana, listening to satsanga, meditating, it will give you its fruit in future. And you need to be patient for it. Many people lose the track in their sadhana because they become impatient. So from today, our bombs, our swords, our nuclear weapon should be the weapon of patience. Number one. The second powerful weapon, let's say like a fighter jet, a fighter plane, which can drop bombs. For us, that can be replaced with the weapon of forgiveness. See, forgiveness is a very powerful force. We hold on to pain because we don't forgive. When we learn to forgive, there is no more pain. So, with your eyes being closed, think, whoever has hurt you in this life, whoever has hurt you today, whoever had hurt you yesterday, last week, the last month, the last year, throughout this life, join your palms, requesting Sri Krishna to bless them all, to have a good life, and to forgive us first for having an ill will against them. And number two, we forgive them for whatever they did to us. Letting go is one of the greatest weapons you can ever have with you, dear sincere seeker. It is far more powerful than any weapons that this creation has created or showcased to us. far more powerful than a fighter jet, than a nuke, than a bomb, is the weapon of forgiveness, the weapon of patience, and number three, the weapon of wisdom, divine wisdom. Listening to the Gita, listening to the Satsanga on the Sri Śiva Purāṇa. This is the weapon of wisdom, what you can create within you. See, wisdom is also a great weapon. It gives us security. It makes us understand, why does this happen? How can I overcome this? How can I be deeply surrendered at the feet of Sri Krishna? They all arise within us only when we develop the weapon of wisdom. Listen to these videos again and again. Every video of the Gita series that you take, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4, they are so deep, they have so much to teach us. Listen to them again and again. Let them keep playing in your background. So that the true weapon of right wisdom can enter into our minds. And when the weapon of wisdom enters into our mind, then we will not have to worry about anything. Ignorance will leave us, dear sincere seeker. And the fourth important weapon is the weapon of honesty. Be honest in your life with whatever income you create, with whatever situation you're in. Being honest and being compassionate, being truthful. These are the most powerful weapons we can ever have within. These weapons will not destroy others. These weapons will give us security to destroy the other weapons of anger, greed, and hatred, which could arise in us in future because of our past behavior and past actions. When you make the sattvika weapons powerful, patience, integrity, virtue, honesty, truthfulness, the rajasic and tamasic weapons, name, fame, anger, greed, hatred, they cannot stand in any equal power compared to the power of righteousness. That is what we learn from this verse today. And many other brave warriors. So if you want to be brave, if you want to be a great warrior, start developing the weapon of dharma within you. These are the weapons of dharma, which are patience, forgiveness, wisdom. Ready to sacrifice their lives for my sake. See, based on the weapon a person has, based on the knowledge a person has, he or she sacrifices their life for that sake. A person who's ignorant sacrifices their life for something which is ignorant. A person who's truthful sacrifices their entire life for what is truthful. What it means is, when we walk in the path of dharma, every day of our life is a sacrifice for realizing, for knowing the ultimate truth alone. Armed with various weapons. Our weapon from today is going to be the weapon of truthfulness, Satya. If you remember how beautifully in the Sri Śiva Purāṇa, in the previous session, we learned that when Sri Vishnu told the truth, when he was always speaking the truth, he was rewarded immensely by Sri Shiva, which teaches us that when we are truthful in our life, you get more than what you even deserve. Can you imagine? That's his compassion. You get more than what you even deserve when you're truthful. So from today, we will make our weapon as the weapon of truthfulness. Now, we will meditate on the mantra Om Paramatmane Namaha. Paramatmane Namaha. Om 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 Namaha. Paramatmane 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 Namaha. Next, we move to the Yoga Sutra of Sage Patanjali. In the previous session, we were learning about what is Vairagya. We learned that Tatparam Purusha Khyate Guna Vaitrishnyam which is Tat Param. Param, the higher state of Vairagya, is where we are free from the guna, the deeper states of dispassion, detachment. Today, we enter into verse 17, which is Vitarka Vichara Nanda Smitanugamat Sampragnataha, which is Vitarka, reasoning, Vichara, reflection, Ananda, bliss, Asmita, the I amness, Anugamat, accompanied by Sampragnataha, cognitive samadhi. Cognitive samadhi is accompanied by reasoning, reflection, bliss, and I amness. See here, cognitive samadhi, which is nothing but sampragnata samadhi. Cognitive samadhi is nothing but sampragnata samadhi. To make it more easier, what does this verse convey? Dear sincere seeker, let us say you are in your schooling, you're in grade 10. After you complete your grade 10, you move to grade 11. You no longer have to come back to grade 10. Once you complete your schooling, you move to your college. You no longer have to do your schooling again. Similarly, the very first pillar of yoga is abhyasa. When you practice every day perfectly, you now move to stage 2, vairagya. The second pillar is formed. These two pillars can be seen as two tires of your vehicle. They can also be seen as two tires, the wheels of a vehicle. You're going in a motorbike. These two wheels is what will take you to that deepest state of bliss, which is samadhi. The first state of samadhi is known as sampragnata samadhi. In this state of samadhi, there is still identification with the body, there is still identification with the world, but it is a far better state than where we are now. I repeat again. In the state of sampragnata samadhi, we meditate on form. We meditate on the external form of a devata so that we can merge ourselves with them. Initially, you will find some bliss, but there is much more deeper bliss than this. Which we will learn in the next verse, which is asampragnata samadhi. So samadhi has stages. The initial stage can be seen as we are still in bodily consciousness. But slowly rising above to deeper consciousness. But in this consciousness also there is bliss. There is peace. Like just close your eyes. Imagine the image of your Ishta Devata. Think of Shri Krishna, Ma Devi, Shri Shiva, Shri Ganesha. When your mind is always focused on their image, you start experiencing bliss. You become more calmer. So it is very important that we meditate on the image of Ishvara, as it has the capacity and power to calm our mind. When you keep meditating on the image of Ishvara for half an hour, for 1 hour, what happens is that you get into a deep state of bliss and peace. But there is still an identification that I am meditating. There is still identification of difference between you and the Devata. But it is good. It should never be looked down. Many people look down at this state of samadhi. This is far better than anger, hatred, confusion. This is even far better than wisdom, than speech. As we try to rise beyond the speech. But it's a starting stage. With your eyes closed, try meditating on the image of your Ishtadevata. You will notice your mind becoming calm. We can get into the state right away. Whenever your mind wanders, bring it back. This is Abhyasa, the first wheel of your vehicle. And don't expect any fruit or a reward for this sadhana. That is Vairagya, the second wheel of your vehicle. So this is that state. I will keep speaking. Otherwise, when we get into that deep state, you will lose interest to speak. Then I'll have to end the session. It's a longer session. We can't end it, but please do this when you're free. It's very powerful. Don't take this samadhi as a lower form. Generally, when it is translated into English, it comes as a lower form of samadhi. But it's not lower, it's beautiful. So it's a blissful state where your mind is calm. It is risen beyond thoughts, which is all what we strive for. And you can be very peaceful, which is only samprajñāta samadhi. How does it come? Reasoning, reflection. Reflect, which are, what should I reflect upon? Is this world permanent or temporary? If it's temporary, then why should I spend my time and energy on that which will not be with me forever? With such a thought and vision, reflect. Reflect about relationships, a person who loves me the most. How long will they have the same feelings towards me? As long as I'm healthy, as long as I have this body, when this body is dropped, I'm forgotten in a span of a week, a month, or a two. Then who truly loves me, even after dropping this body? Ishvara Om Purushaya Namaha. Who truly cares for me? Om Purushaya Namaha. Like this, reflect, dear sincere seeker, reflect. And meditate on the image of your Ishta Devata. That's the most powerful. If you feel that we're not able to do it, go to a close by temple. If you have a nice temple closer to your house, and try visiting there when there's no one around. When people are there, it's very difficult to meditate like this. Maybe very early in the morning, when there are not many people around. Look at the image, the murti. Or if in your house, if you have a nice puja room, that itself is more than enough. Most of us have a nice puja room where we might have a murti of our Ishta Devata. Just look at that murti and sit. And absorb, deeply absorb yourself for 5 hours. This is my task for you. And please let me know how you felt. You will reach in the state of samprajñāta samadhi. What is that state? Meditating on a form. Here you will still have that I amness until you go much more deeper. That takes practice. But don't think this is small at all. No. This is one of my favorite parts of samadhi, where you are in bliss, meditating on your Ishta Devata. What more than this? The next part of samadhi is going more closer, merging with our Ishta Devata, which is Virama, Virama pratyayabhyasapurvas samskara sheshonyah, which means virama pratyaya, the cognition of cessation, abhyasa, sustained practice, purva, preceded by, samskara shesha, with only latent impressions remaining, anya or anya, the other. The other samadhi is preceded by the sustained practice of the cognition of cessation, with only latent impressions remaining. This can be called as asamprajnata samadhi. This is second stage. In every sadhana, there are stages, like how from schooling we move to college. Like that, from meditation on your Ishta Devata, on dhyana of your Ishta Devata, you slowly move to samadhi on your Ishta Devata. You merge with them. You become one with them. With the help of Om, either a mantra, their form, and you rise beyond the form. In this stage, we are rising beyond the form, but there are some latent impressions remaining. Latent impressions means samskara and vasana. What is this samskara and vasana? It is not just of your past life thoughts and attachments. From the beginning, millions and billions and trillions of lifetimes, samskara and vasanas which we all possess, which I and you possess, it is not just of this life, this embodiment, or the previous embodiment alone. From the beginning of time, from the time this divine play was created, attaching ourselves to mine, my house, my family, my children. Like this, how many times we were born? That is, the jiva moves to a different body and is accepting this to be as mine and has been in pain from ever since. All those vasanas and samskara, they remain. To remove it permanently from the root is why we should meditate on the sound of the mantra. In your mind, have the image of your Ishtadevata, and with your mouth, chant the sound, the mantra of the Ishtadevata. Om Shivaya Namaha. Like this, loudly. Om Shivaya Namaha. Here the form is slowly gone. You move towards merging with the ultimate truth. This can be done through sustained practice. When you practice every day. So start from today to sit in your puja room in your house. Just look at the image of all the devatas which are there in your puja room. And when your eyes close, all of them should be in your mind. And just meditate on that image in silence. If you get distracted, open your eyes and just look at all the devatas in front of you. And then again, close your eyes. This will purify your mind. And as the mind becomes purified, you will start experiencing great bliss. Samprajnata Samadhi, the first stage of Samadhi, which moves from the Sthula Sharir, gross body, to the Sūkṣma Sharira, subtle body. And in this state, the second state of Samadhi, it is like moving from Sūkṣma Sharira, the subtle body, to the Karana Sharira, the causal body. These are the stages. So meditate at least 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, and purify your mind completely on the image of your Ishtadevata. You will find yourself entering into the first stage of Samadhi, which can happen right away today. You don't have to wait for this for many years, dear sincere seeker. That is the beauty of grace. When your child is asking you the way to come and meet you, you tell the route to your child, you tell them which way he or she can come and meet you. You don't delude them more and more. You don't trouble them anymore. Similarly, this is the answer to the question that you have: how long will it take for me to complete my journey? The answer is this very moment. Start it from now. These are the tools and techniques. Meditate on the image of your Ishtadevata. Don't let that go. Initially, that is your pillar, that is your foundation. When that goes away, then everything goes away. Slowly meditating on the image of the Ishtadevata, and becoming one with your Ishtadevata. So it gets difficult to teach when we do that, when I try to do it live and to teach, because it's very blissful. There'll be no intention to speak. I will not like to teach if I'm going to start meditating on the form right now while I'm teaching. You'll just like to be in silence, away from people, away from everything, just being in bliss. That's the stage one. Stage one itself is like this. Imagine stage two, which is Virama Pratyayabhyasa Purvas Samskara Sheshonyaha. The mind, through abhyasa, through regular practice, meditating on the image of your Ishtadevata, the conscious state of the mind becomes purified. Subconscious state of the mind becomes purified from the unconscious, which can be seen as the samskara and vasana. It is for all of us. I, you, we all carry it. Not just from past life or past embodiment, from the beginning. So whenever we say samskara and vasana, usually we fall short in translating this word correctly. Whenever we say samskara and vasana, from the beginning of this divine play till today, The attachments that we have, they persist within us. They are there. Now, how can they be removed from the root? It will be learned in the next verses, which will be done in the next few sessions. Now we will meditate on the mantra. Om Purushaya Namaha. Remember the image. Maybe you can do it right now. Just look at this beautiful image of Sri Vishnu. Having that image, with your eyes closed, meditate on this mantra. You will right now, right today, enter into the first state, Samprajñāta Samadhi. Let's begin. Om Purushaya Namaha. 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 Om Namaha. Om Purushaya 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 Namaha. Purushaya Namaha. Om 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 Purushaya Namaha. Next we move to the Sri Lalitā Sahasranāma. In the previous session, we had learned till verse 4 of Dhyanam. Today we enter into Lamityādi Pancha Puja. What it means is the fivefold worship beginning with Lam, the mantra Lam. So this is a very beautiful way to invoke Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari, to pray to her in these 5 ways. Seeing her as earth, water, fire, air, and space, and as this whole creation. This is a beautiful scenario where we are entering into from completing the Yoga Sutra verses. Because in the Yoga Sutra today we were learning about meditating on the form of your Ishta Devata, so you can enter into the state of Samprajñāta Samadhi. Doing this meditation, doing this mantra chanting can actually help you enter into the deep state of Samprajñāta Samadhi. So here it is, Lamityādi Pancha Puja. It is Lam Prithivi Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Gandham Parikalpayami. What it means is, with the Bija mantra Lam, this mantra Lam. Say it with me. Lam. It should be an elongated one. Lam. Lam means that bija mantra which acknowledges that Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari is this whole earth, this whole creation. She is the earth on which we live. I offer fragrant sandalwood paste to Sri Lalita Devi, who's of the nature of Prithvi Tattva, embodiment of the earth element. If you don't understand this, just look at this image. It'll become more clearer. This is what we are trying to do here. That is, we are first, imagine your Ishta Devata is Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari. See how beautifully she is seated. In the prayer, we first offer sandal paste, chandan, with the mantra Lam. We offer all this. We keep sandal paste. We put it a little on her, and it's kept around. Lam. The mantra is Lam. Salamityadi Pancha Puja is where we pray to Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari in 5 ways. First, by offering her chandan, sandal paste. Whenever we offer her chandan, sandal paste, this mantra or this very verse is recited. Lam Prithvi Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Gandham Parikalpayami. So here, even though there is an anuswara at Lam, I do not change the sound of that anuswara. Because in mantra, I always maintain the same sound, the nasalized sound. If it's Om, even if the next letter is a Na, like Om Nama, will become, when we apply the rule of Anuswara, it will become On, ending with a Na. On Nama. I don't do that because I wish to have the main original sound attached. So here it is Lam Prithvi Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Gandham Parikalpayami. We offer fragrant sandalwood paste to Ma Lalita Devi, who herself is this Prithvi. Prithvi means this entire earth. She is the earth element. She is the earth. The tiles on which you stand is her. The wall which is behind you is her. Every earth element is her alone, which is also within us. So recite it with me. First I'll recite, then you recite. Lam Prithvi Tattvatmikayai Prithvi Tattvatmikayai Prithvi Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Shri Lalita Devyai Gandham Parikalpayami. I offer. Mentally create in your mind. Even if you don't do it physically, mentally, imagine the beautiful Murti of Madevi. We apply chandan. We offer sandal paste to her. Lam. Just meditating on the mantra Lam is also considered meditating on the entire earthly creation. You can accumulate all the powers of the earthly realm. Lam. Lam. Do it with me. Lam is that Bija mantra which empowers us to get everything from this earthly creation. Next is Hum. Hum. Akashatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Pushpam Parikalpayami. It means with the Bija mantra, Hum, I offer flowers. Now imagine you're offering mentally flowers at the feet of Ma, at the feet of Ma Devi. Mentally you're offering flowers. Hum, who's the nature of Akasha Tattva. Every space, the whole space in this creation is her power. Imagine how vast is this space. It is her power. In this image, if you see, Hum on the right side. I offer flowers. So mentally think that you're offering flowers at the feet of Ma Devi by just saying the mantra Hum. Say it with me and mentally let's offer flowers. Hum. Now let's learn this whole. So Hum is also a Bija mantra. A Bija mantra is that sound which can help you connect with the ultimate. This is the mantra for the space. When you go deep into meditation, you'll hear this sound. Hum. So let's learn this. Hum. Akasha Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Pushpam परिकल्पयामि. Ham Akashattatvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Pushpam Parikalpayami. Do it with me again. Ham Akashattatvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Pushpam Parikalpayami. We bow down to Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari by offering flowers to her, acknowledging that she is the entire space, she pervades the entire space of this creation. Next, Yam Vayu Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Dhupam Parikalpayami. Dhupam. Dhupam is the incense, the fragrant incense. So over here, the bija mantra is Yam. When you meditate on the bija, Yam, you will also get that siddhi power to transform your body into thin air and to move from realms to realms. It's a very powerful mantra. Yam. Yam. Because air, Vayu, goes everywhere. You cannot confine air anywhere. It moves everywhere. Like that, even your consciousness will increase, will improve when you meditate on the bija mantra. Yam. Say it with me. Yam. Yam. Vayu Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Dhupam. Oh, just a second. I did not share the screen. Fine. So I've just shared the screen again. I think I was sharing that other screen, so you all wouldn't have seen this. So I hope you're seeing it now. This is how it is. Yam Vayu Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Dhupam Parikalpayami. Or maybe do this. Just remember this. Go back the past 2-3 minutes. Remember this. And then listen to the commentary which I gave. Come back here and you'll be able to understand what I was speaking about. I was speaking about Yam. It's just that I did not share the screen. I just noticed it. So this mantra, this bija mantra Yam, is so powerful that it can help you attain that air element power, Vayu Tattva, Vayu Dev. We acknowledge here that Ma Devi, you are Vayu, you are earth, you are space, you are the air, the wind, everything is you alone. So let's look at this and recite it with me. Yam Vayu Tattvātmikāyai Shri Lalitā Devyai Dhūpam Parikalpayāmi. Yam Vayu Tattvātmikāyai Shri Lalitā Devyai Dhūpam Parikalpayāmi. We offer incense, fragrant incense. So here you go. Yum, like this. We offer her fragrant incense. And we keep it in front of her. Like this it's kept. Which is Yum. In our prayer, in our puja, we do this. Next is Ram. Ram, which is Ram Vahni Tattvātmikāyai Shri Lalitā Devyai Deepam Parikalpayāmi. It means with the bija mantra Ram. Say it with me. Ram. 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 Ram Vahni Tattvātmikāyai. Ma Lalita Devi. She is the embodiment of Vahni. Vahni means fire, Agni. Vahni Tattvātmikāyai Shri Lalitā Devyai Deepam. Deepam means I offer a lighted lamp. I light a lamp. As light is what showcases vision here. Without light, there is no vision. You can't see. There'll only be darkness. So with the bija mantra Ram, you can develop deeper visions. You can develop deeper visions of the inner light. We offer a lighted lamp to Ma Lalita Devi, who is in fact the nature of light, Agni, fire, Vahni. Ram. So this is how it is. In Ram, we light the lamps. I offer a lighted lamp to Ma. Here you go. Like this, a beautiful light. First we started with sandal paste. Chandan. Lam, we offered sandal paste. Hum, we offered flowers. Yum, we offered incense sticks. Now, Ram, we offer light, diya. So we learn how to recite this. Ram Vahni Tattvātmikāyai Shri Lalita Devyai Deepam Parikalpayami. Say it with me again, or listen to me carefully. Ram Vahni Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Deepam Parikalpayami. Now we do it with me. Ram Vahni Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Deepam Parikalpayami. We offer a lighted lamp to Ma Lalita Devi, as she is the light that lightens everything, lightens our vision and everything. Next, Vam. This is also a very beautiful Bija mantra. This is the Bija mantra for Ma Lalita Devi, being the embodiment of all nature, everything. She is the embodiment of nectar. Vam. Vam. Say it with me. Vam. 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 Amrita Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami. What it means is, now we offer with the Bija mantra Vam, I offer Naivedya to Shri Lalita Devi, who is in fact the nature of the Amrita Tattva. Naivedya is that nectar or that prasad, which is consisting either of milk, payasam, almonds, kesari. We put them all and we offer it to Ma Devi. It can also include fruits, vegetables, fruits specifically, not vegetables, fruits, grapes, payasam, which we offer to Ma Devi. And then after the prayer is done, we take it as her prasada. It's shared among everyone. Whoever is there, we give them the Amrita. The Amrita signifies that when we meditate on her, our life becomes sweet like Amrita. Our thoughts become like Amrita, because Amrita is usually sweet. The nectar Naivedya, which we offer to Ma Devi, it's nice and it's very tasty and sweet. Our life becomes like that when we meditate on her every day. Vam Amrita Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami. Do it with me or listen to me. Vam Amrita Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami. Listen again very carefully. Vam Amrita Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami, which means we offer Naivedya to Shri Lalita Devi, in which the Bija mantra is Vam. It can also be seen as the water source. The source of water in this creation is also her grace. Naivedya can also signify the source, the power of water. Because usually Naivedya is consisting of milk. In milk, they cut some pieces of bananas and they put them into the milk, and with some good is then offered. The significance of water. Next is Sam Sarvatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. What it means is, with the Bija mantra Sam, let's first focus on the Bija mantra Sam. Say it with me. Sam. I offer Tambula, the betel leaf, another all forms of worshipful service to Sri Lalita Devi, who's the nature of all tattva. She embodies everything: earth, water, fire, air, space. She embodies everything in this creation. That is why we offer betel leaf and all that is worthy to be offered. Some, you see, this is only a betel leaf. We offer it as some, all tattva, sarva, everything. So this completes the puja. We start with Prithvi, earth, space, Akasha, air, Vayu, fire, Vahni, Amrita, nectar can also be seen as water. And then all tattva, everything. The whole creation is you alone, dear Devi, who embodies. See, just look at this image. If you just look at this image and meditate, your mind won't think of anything else. It's like you're embodying the whole creation. The power of the whole creation enters into you when you chant these bija mantra. Lam, Hum, Yam, Ram, Vam, Sam. Individually, they are very powerful. So the final one is Sam, which means we offer all that is worthy to be offered to Mahadevi. Sam Sarvatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. Listen to it carefully before you recite it, so it becomes easier. Sam Sarvatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. We offer everything. Tambula, the betel leaf, and all forms of worshipful service to Ma Devi, who's in fact the nature of all the tattva. Everything is she. Sam Sarvatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. Thus ends this beautiful Lamityadi Pancha Puja, 5 forms of worshipping Ma Devi, worshipping her as earth, water, fire, air, space, and this whole creation. Next, which is in the next session, we finally enter into the very first verse of the Sri Lalitā Sahasranāma. So, if at all you're thinking from when does it start, the very first verse, we have already begun with the first verse of Om Shri Mata Shri Maharagni Shrimat Simhasaneshwari Chidagnikonda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudyata. We start it tomorrow. Next session, which becomes so beautiful. From here, every verse is a rejoice for the ear that listens to it, and for the mouth that recites it. So we'll again do the Lamityadi Pancha Puja, which is Lam Prithivi Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Gandham Parikalpayami Ham Akasha Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Pushpam Parikalpayami Yam Vayu Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Dhupam Parikalpayami Ram Vahni Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Deepam Parikalpayami Vam Amrita Tattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami Sam Sarvatattvatmikayai Shri Lalita Devyai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. Thus ends this beautiful Lamityadi Pancha Puja. This is what we did. We meditated on Ma Devi as embodying the whole creation and everything. What we will do next is we will meditate on the mantra Om. Aim. Hrim. Shri. Before we move into the study of the Sri Shiva Purāṇa, Aim. Hrim. Shri. Shri Matre Namaha. Om. 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 Aim. Hrim. Shrim. 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 Shri Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Matre Namaha. Next, we move to the Sri Śiva Purāṇa. In the previous session, we had completed till chapter 8 of book 1 Vidyeshvara Samhita, which was Sri Shiva's justice, forgiveness, and grace. Today, we enter into chapter 9, which is titled as the revelation of Sri Shiva as Brahman and Ishvara. So, with your eyes being closed, listen to today's satsanga on the great Sri Śiva Purāṇa. In the previous session, we learned how the Agni Stambha, the translation for this in English is the column of fire. So when I was constantly saying the column of fire, if you had not understood its Sanskritam word, fire, Agni, Stambha, that column, which was huge. Shri Brahma and Shri Vishnu, as they were fighting, that column of fire, Agni Stambha, arises. They both then realize how glorious and how powerful is this Agni Stambha. It is also known as Jyoti Stambha. It can also be called as Jyoti Stambha because of that huge fire of light. They tried to go above. Shri Brahma goes above. Shri Vishnu goes to the bottom, trying to find out which is the start and which is the end of this. But they could not. And unfortunately, Shri Brahma, to prove his superiority, he asks the Ketaki flower to lie to Shri Vishnu, proclaiming that I, Brahma, have seen the top of this Agni Stambha, the column of fire. But in reality, the Ketaki flower itself said that, oh dear Shri Brahma, I'm falling from the middle of this fire. Not from the top, from the middle. So which means no one can reach the top. And having lied at that very moment, Shri Shiva reveals his manifest form. Shri Vishnu immediately realizes him, bows down to him, prays to him, asks for forgiveness for what they did. And he was rewarded because Shri Vishnu chose the path of Satya. So when we choose the path of Satya, we will be rewarded immensely. When you choose the path of asatya, lying, then like Sri Brahma, who lost that sovereignty which Sri Vishnu gained. That is, Sri Vishnu will be worshipped throughout the world. There will be temples and he will be seen as equal to Sri Shiva. But unfortunately, because of the lie what Sri Brahma convinced the Ketaki flower to say, his position now comes down. So, what we learned from this previous session was that we should never lie in our life, irrespective of the situation and circumstances. And today we enter into chapter 9, the revelation of Sri Shiva as the Brahman and Ishvara. Nandikeshwara said, in the meantime, Brahma and Sri Vishnu had been standing silently on either side of Sri Shiva with their palms joined together. In that very place, they installed Sri Shiva, the linga of Sri Shiva, with all the members of his family on a splendid seat and worshipped him with all holy personal things. So, that very place where this event is taking place, from where the Agni Stambha arose, and as everything had calmed down, they both have received the blessings. Sri Brahma, irrespective of committing a sin, he was also blessed, which means that the Creator is compassionate towards all of us. Even Sri Vishnu, the Ketaki flower, everyone were blessed. After that, Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu start worshipping Sri Shiva over there, in that very place. They set up a beautiful Shiva Linga, and along with the family of Sri Shiva, with Ma Parvati, Kartikeya, all, and they start worshipping them. They started making that very place an abode of worship where they offered sandal paste, chandan, camphor, karpura, betel leaves, flowers. They decorated. They decorated that very seat which they had created for worshipping Sri Shiva. They all gave all great ornaments, all with beautiful ornaments, gems, gold, pearls. They all were placed on that beautiful seat or the altar which was created for the worship of Sri Shiva. Looking at this, Sri Shiva said, dear children, I am delighted at your worship on this holy day. Henceforth, this day will be famous as Shivaratri, the holiest day, which is used for pleasing for Sri Shiva. So we see what happens on the day, on that incident. Here, Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu are worshipping Sri Shiva. Once all had ended, the argument has ended, the confrontation between Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu has ended. They make a beautiful seat, an altar, where Sri Shiva is installed, and they start worshipping with flowers, with mantra, and they deeply dedicate themselves to worshipping Sri Shiva. Looking at this, Sri Shiva is blessing them both that this very day, where you both are worshipping me with so much faith and so much devotion, Henceforth, this day will be famous as Shivaratri. This day will be famous as Shivaratri. He who worships or performs the prayer of the Shivalinga and the Murti form of Sri Shiva on this day will be said to be a competent devotee of Sri Shiva. He will in fact attain the costless grace of Sri Shiva. So this usually falls during the month of November, December, which is said to be the best time and the deepest time for dedicating oneself into praying and meditating on Sri Shiva. He in fact says that on such a day, especially on the day of the Shivaratri, a devotee should fast during the day and the night and should perfectly restrain their sense organs. Shivaratri, the actual Shivaratri, if you see, it falls on the month of Feb. The actual Shivaratri, if you see, it falls in the month of Feb, which is said to be the day where we spend our entire time worshipping Sri Shiva. But this day specifically, on which Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu are worshipping Sri Shiva, falls under the Margashirsha month, which is said to be between November to December. So this is also called as a day of Shivaratri because that was the day they saw that Agnistambha, the infinite column of fire. So some will also call that day on the day where the vision took place on the Adra star. That day is also called as a day of worshipping Sri Shiva because he revealed his infinite nature to this creation. So on those days, we should try to observe fast. Restraining our senses. Restraining our senses means controlling the mind, controlling the eyes, controlling the ears. Not overindulging in things. Using this body only for the realization of the ultimate truth. In fact, it is mentioned that the glories of Shivaratri is such that when we pray to Sri Shiva, without fail on the day of Sri Shivaratri, it is equal to praying for one whole year to him. What we are trying to understand here is, with that level of love which Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu worshipped, if with that level of love you worship Sri Shiva, every day becomes your day of Shivaratri. But you should maintain that same level of love and affection to him when you pray and when you meditate on him. It is mentioned that the day on which I manifested myself in the form of a column of fire is the Ardra star in the month of Margashirsha, November to December. So that's when the manifestation. Some people also observe that as a smaller form of Shivaratri. But the main Shivaratri is coming in the month of Feb. But here we see this in the month of Margashirsha, November to December, especially when the Ardra star falls. So he who sees me on the day of the Ardra star in the month of Margashirsha, in the company of Uma, which is Ma Parvati, and worshipping the Shivalinga, or the embodied form of Sri Shiva. Sri Shiva says such a person is even more dearer to me than Guha, which is his own son Kartikeya. Guha is another name of Kartikeya. And that very place, so now we are getting the name of the place where the manifestation of the Agni Stambha happens, where Sri Shiva comes as the column of fire. That very place is known as Lingasthana. That very place where Sri Shiva manifests as the column of fire is known as Lingasthana, where Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu receive his darshan. It happens in the month of Margashirsha during the Ardra star. Ardra Nakshatra. He says that this very column of fire was showcased to convey that how powerful is the power of the ultimate consciousness, which is Sri Shiva himself, and how we should worship him, meditate on him every time. Worshipping the Shivalinga. So this is how the Shivalinga is formed, the formation of Shivalinga. Many of you might be questioning or wondering, from where does the Shivalinga come? What inspired this form? The inspiration of the Shivalinga is this very Agni Stambha. And the very first Shivalinga, there it was created by Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, and they start worshipping him over there. And the name of that place is Lingasthana. When we worship the Shivalinga properly, when we meditate on it, in fact, you can save yourself from samsara. You will no longer be born again and again. You'll no longer suffer again. The best way to meditate on the Shivalinga is with your eyes closed, have the image in your mind. Om. 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 Constantly chanting the mantra Om and meditating on the image of the Shivalinga is said to be very powerful. Just worshipping this linga grants us that ultimate liberation in this creation. In fact, a person who worships the Shivalinga attains the Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sarshti, and Sayujya forms of mukti, salvation, which means being one with your Ishtadevata, attaining his form, being next to him, being in his realm, and finally merging with him. Nandikeshwara said. So till here, it was the conversation where Sri Shiva was speaking. Now, Sri Nandikeshwara says, thus blessing Brahma and Sri Vishnu, who had, in fact, created a mindset to destroy one another, but now, humbly, were bowing down to Sri Shiva, who had removed all their enmities with one another. To them, Sri Shiva tells them a very big secret which very few are able to know and are able to understand. He says, Sri Shiva says, that I have two forms. One is the manifest, other is the unmanifest. No one else has these two forms, as everyone else are not as powerful as Sri Shiva. Sri Shiva has a manifest form, he also has a unmanifest form. But rest all, they all are devatas, they can't have an unmanifest form. So he says, dear sons, first in the form of the column of light, which is the Agni Stambha, and afterwards in this embodied form, have I expounded to you my formless nature and the nature of the Isha or Ishvara. These two are present only in me and not in anyone else. Which means here Sri Shiva himself is telling this to Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, that that column of fire which you saw, that Agni Stambha, was my formless nature, which is eternal, which is everlasting. And here you, as you see me in the form of Maheshwara, Mahesha, as Sri Shiva, in a physical form, this also belongs to me, as I am Ishvara, who governs, who protects, and who looks after this creation. It is in fact out of ignorance of this fact that you were swept away by false pride, and I rose in the middle of the battlefield to remove this ignorance within you. So cast off your pride, which means let go of all this pride. Fix your thought and fix your mind on me alone, so that your mind can be free from all unwanted thoughts and emotions, unwanted pride and emotions. Sri Shiva says, I am the supreme Brahman, which means he is the creator. See what an important statement. He says, I am the supreme Brahman, means I am that formless, the ultimate. I am the creator who created this creation. He says, I am Brihatva, which is huge in size. I am Brahman because I am Brihatva, huge in size. Similarly, I am Atman due to Samatva, which is equality. He's everywhere, in everything, and he's also in every one of us. That's what he means in simple words. He in fact says that there are 5 activities in respect of the universe which he does, which only he does. Only he has the power to do these 5 activities. No one else has this power. And a person who worships the Shivalinga will be able to attain the grace of all the 5 activities. What are the 5 activities is what we will learn in the next chapter. So in this chapter, finally, it ends by teaching us that Worshipping the Shiva Linga is very powerful. And when was the first worship of Sri Shiva Linga took place? It took place when the column of fire, the Agni Stambha, arose, where Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, after accepting defeat, when after Sri Shiva had granted them the darshan, and when everything was, the battle had ended, they start worshipping Sri Shiva from there. Thus ends this divine chapter, while he conveys to meditate on the Shiva Linga. It is identical to him, it is he himself. It brings all devotees, it takes all devotees closer to him. And in the next chapter, we will learn what are these 5 forms of workings does he do in this creation, which are very important. Before we do that, we will meditate on the mantra Om Shivaya Namaha for a few minutes. Namaha. Om Shivaya 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 Namaha. So we continue from where we stopped. Just to quickly do a recap of this chapter so that there is no confusion. So remember what happens after that Agni Stambha rises, the infinite column of fire, after everything is over, which means the battle, the confusion is over, and Sri Shiva reveals himself. Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu create a beautiful altar or a seat, a place where they can do a puja for Sri Shiva. They create a beautiful Shivalinga over there. Along with the family of Sri Shiva, they start worshipping him. And that very place is known as Lingasthana. How is that place known as? Lingasthana. And on that very day, when Sri Shiva manifested as that infinite column of light, it is also called as, henceforth this day will be famous as Shivaratri, as the Mahashivaratri, as famous as the Mahashivaratri. Some individuals or some philosophers might call that day also as a Shivaratri, which is fine because that day was when the infinite column of light, the Agni Stambha, was revealed. It is usually in the month of Marga Shirsha, which is November to December. During the Ardra star, Ardra Nakshatra, that was the day when the beautiful infinite column of light was revealed. But the main Mahashivaratri is usually celebrated in the month of Magha, which usually falls between Feb. So it's mostly in the month of Feb, but the coming next year, 2027, it falls in the month of March. But on an average, like 85% should only be in the month of Feb, which is the month of Magha. So the Mahashivaratri is in the month of Magha. Here, Sri Shiva says it is equal, as famous as Shivaratri because of the worship you did, which was in the month of Marga Shirsha. So in the month of Marga Shirsha, when we pray, which is also known as Margali, it is said to be highly auspicious. But for a devoted seeker like all of you, each and every one of you who are listening to this session, for someone like you, every day is like the month of Marga Shirsha. And what else did we learn? We learned about the importance of meditating on the form and on the Shivalinga of Sri Shiva. He removes all ignorances. He says he's Brahman. See, very important. He says, I am that supreme Brahman, which is such an important point which he made, that he is the ultimate creator. He's manifest, he's unmanifest, he's everywhere. And worshipping him every day, you will be considered, in fact, more dearer to him than his own son Guha Kartikeya. And finally, he also reveals the 5 activities which he does. But we did not go in detail of those 5 activities in the previous chapter, because the 5 activities are now revealed in chapter 10, which are the 5-fold activities, Panchakritya, and the revelation of Omkara. So this is a beautiful chapter in which we also are revealed with the Omkara mantra. Om, how the mantra comes, and also the Panchakritya activities of Sri Shiva, the 5-fold activities. Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu are asking, Oh Sri Shiva, please tell us the characteristic feature of the 5-fold duties beginning with creation. What are these 5-fold duties that you do? How do you support this creation? Sri Shiva then reveals, says that out of compassion, I shall tell this to you. Dear Brahma and dear Vishnu, listen. The permanent cycle of the 5-fold duties consists of creation, number 1, maintenance, number 2, annihilation, number 3, concealment, number 4, blessing, number 5. What are the fivefold activities? Let's do it again. Repeat it after me. Creation, maintenance, dissolution, concealment, also known as Maya. Number 5, grace, Mukti. He liberates us. By his costless grace, he liberates us. These are the fivefold activities or the fivefold duties of Sri Shiva. Sarga is what is said to be creation. What is the first activity? Sarga, creation of the world. Next, Sthiti, he maintains, he looks after all of us. See, we all are here now and we should be looked after, right? Imagine what all we use, how many things we require to live in this human body. We need ample water, we need food, we need clothes, and in the modern day, we also need internet so that we can listen to the glorious Sri Shiva Mahapurana. So many things he gives us. He maintains this creation. He looks after us. And samhara, annihilation, dissolution means now it is time to drop this body. Whenever the time comes for us to drop the body, he accordingly guides us based on the karmic reactions we have to the next. Tirobhava. Tirobhava. Tirobhava is the removal and concealment. Removal of that concealment. And finally, liberation from the cycle of birth and death is his blessing, is his grace. These 5 are my activities but are carried on by others silently, as in the case of the statue at the portal. That is, the first 4 activities concern the evolution of the world, and the 5th one is the cause of liberation. The first 4, creation, maintenance, dissolution, and concealment, they belong to the evolution of the world. But the 5th one is said to be the cause of liberation. So these are the 5-fold activities of Sri Shiva. When you pray to him, he helps you to outgrow this, to come out of this. These activities can also be seen in 5 elements, such as Sarga, creation, can be seen as the earth. So he's using a much more easier example for us to make us understand. These 5-fold activities are also there in this creation, which can be seen by us physically. Number 1, the earth, which we see and we can experience physically. Sarga, creation. Number 2, Sthiti, maintenance. We can see the waters can be that which maintains, which helps us to live. Number 3, Samhara, annihilation is fire. Fire burns everything. Number 4, Tirobhava, concealment, which can be seen as the wind. And number 5, Anugraha. Anugraha is liberation, the blessed state, which can be seen as space. Everything in this creation is created by earth. Everything flourishes by the virtue of waters. And everything is urged by the fire. Everything is removed by the wind. And everything is blessed by space. See how beautiful are his 5-fold activities. To carry on these 5-fold activities of his, he takes up 5 faces. to carry on these fivefold Panchakritya. What does he do? He takes up 5 faces. Each face is facing towards one direction: east, west, north, south. And the 5th is in the middle. Each face is facing on every direction: east, west, north, south. And the 5th is facing the middle. So the first 2 activities, creation and maintenance, because of the austerity, because of the prayer and the puja Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu did, he grants them the first 2 activities, creation, maintenance, which Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu receive. The other 2 activities, annihilation and concealment, he assigns it to his other forms as Rudra and Mahesha. And the 5th, Anugraha, which is liberation, freedom from samsara, it is only in the hands of Shri Shiva. No one else can help us get liberated. Shri Shiva alone can help us become liberated. He says a very important point, that Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, your delusion which had arisen, the confusion, the reason why you both fought, the reason why this war began between you both, the battle began between you both, was because you had stopped meditating on me. Which is very true, right? When we stop meditating on Sri Shiva, our mind goes insane. We become confused. We start seeing this world based on likes and dislikes, joy, sorrow. When we stop meditating on Him, we only experience pain. But when we start meditating on Him, we will only experience peace and bliss. That is why, dear sincere seeker, if you feel you're getting angry, if you feel you're getting disturbed, it means you have stopped meditating on Him. It is time to start meditating on Him. If you had continued your meditation on me, the knowledge would have arisen in you, and this false pride would have not entered into you. See how important meditating on Sri Shiva. We should constantly think of Him. It is very powerful. Rupa Dhyanam. It liberates us. It will free us from ignorance. Now, since this ignorance has happened, now I will give you the Omkara mantra, so you can truly acquire the knowledge of me. And this false pride within you will go away. So Sri Shiva says that to regain that real knowledge of who Sri Shiva is, he is giving them the Omkara mantra. Who's the first student here who's receiving the Omkara mantra in this Kalpa? Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, which was already there, now being revealed again. He says, I taught this great auspicious mantra, Omkara, which came out from my mouth, and it originally indicated me. The Omkara mantra is the indicator and that which is indicated. He says this mantra is identical with me. He himself is this mantra. What is this Omkara mantra? The Omkara mantra starts with the syllable A, Akara, Akara. which is came out first from his northern face. And then Ukara, the syllable U, becomes his western face. Makara, the syllable becomes his southern face. The dot from the eastern face. And the Nada, the mystical sound, came from the middle face. Together, they become the Panchakritya, the five, they do the fivefold activities. They enable the fivefold activities to come forth. All of them unite together, and the sound Om comes. So here we are learning how the sound of the mantra Om comes, which is together when they are combined, right? They become This is the perfect way. There are, as mentioned in one of the first sessions, how to recite or how to pronounce Om. There are some people who might even say which is also fine because they would have specifically meditated on every syllable at the beginning. The Mandukya Upanishad speaks about this, how meditating on each and every syllable can help you attain that deeper states of consciousness. But when you meditate, the Mandukya Upanishad also says this, when you meditate on the full, it helps you attain the final state of consciousness, which is Brahman. So my recommendation is this is the full one. Highly recommended, as it greatly helps you to perfect the sound. Because when A and U join, they become Sandhi is applied here. It was mentioned in the very first session of how to pronounce Om. So this is the full Om, which even the Mandukya Upanishad requests us to recite as to reach the ultimate, which is these are his five faces. What do these five faces signify? The Panchakritya, the fivefold activities of Shri Shiva: creation, maintenance, dissolution, concealment, and grace. The two sets of created beings, Nama, name, and Rupa, form, everything come from this mantra. Everything what we see in this world, name, form, sound, they all come from this mantra alone. From this mantra, from Om, also came the five-syllabled mantra, the Panchakshari mantra, Nama Shivaya, which is Namah Shivaya. The Namah Shivaya Panchakshari mantra, they also come from Om. It indicates all knowledge. It indicates all knowledge. It also follows the rule of Akara, Makara, or Akara, Ukara, Makara, Nama Shivaya. From the 5-syllabled mantra, everything were then being manifesting little by little. The entire Veda and many millions and billions of mantra were born of it. Different things are achieved through different mantra, but everything is achieved through Omkara alone. See, there are so many reasons why a person uses a specific mantra: to be free from disease, to attain worldly name, fame. But to attain liberation, the Omkara mantra is the highest. Om. In fact, the mantra Namah Shivaya can also be seen as the 5 faces of Sri Shiva. 5 sides: east, west, north, south, and the middle. Namah Shivaya. So Namah Shivaya comes from the Omkara mantra. So you can understand the Omkara mantra is the first. Om. From Om, then comes Namah Shivaya. By this root mantra, a person can attain salvation, liberation. Nandikeshwara said, listening to Sri Shiva, the consort of Ambika, Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu were filled with bliss. The 2 disciples, Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu, received the mantra by repeating it thrice. And they bow down to Sri Shiva. Sri Brahma and Sri Vishnu start praying to Sri Shiva, saying that we bow down to you, the one who's formless, who's eternal, who's everywhere. You are the Pranava. So the Omkara mantra is also called as the Pranava. Just in case if sometimes you hear the word Pranava, it is the name for the Omkara mantra. The reason why it's called Pranava, it will be stated in chapter 17. It's a future chapter, but I'll tell it to you in very short. Pranava means that which releases you from samsara, or pra na va, which is prapanch, this creation, samsara, is no more for you. That's the meaning of pranava. When you recite the pranava, Om, there is no more rebirth. There is no more samsara for you. That is why this mantra is also called as pranava. And it is also called as the Omkara mantra. They bow down, they say, you are the ultimate pranava. You are the ultimate in this creation. With the 5 faces, you do all activities. You are Atman, you're also Brahman. We bow down to you. And Sri Shiva now responds to them by saying, "O dear children, I have conveyed to you everything what is required. Now recite this Om mantra, which is identical to me. Your knowledge shall be stabilized by this. Permanent fortune shall stand by you. on the Chaturdashi day, and on the day of the Ardra star, Ardra nakshatra, this recital of this mantra will give you everlasting peace and happiness. In fact, worshipping the Shivalinga and the physical form, the Murti of Sri Shiva, and by chanting this mantra, a person attains the fifth, which is the grace of Sri Shiva. In the Panchakritya, what is the fifth activity? Grace. We achieve His grace. So meditate on the Omkara mantra, which is in fact the formless mantra of Sri Shiva. The Panchakshari mantra, Nama Shivaya, belongs to the physical form of Sri Shiva. This is the final statement. By meditating like this, you attain Him. So, what do we learn finally? Something very important and very new. The Om mantra specifically is for the formless aspect of Sri Shiva, which can be seen as the Shivalinga. Nama Shivaya. The Namah Shivaya is for the physical form of Sri Shiva, like the image that you see, the physical form, and this physical manifestation of this creation is Namah Shivaya. Meditating on both will give you tremendous siddhis and also liberation. That is this chapter. Thus ends chapter 10. So let's do a quick revision of chapter 10. What did we learn in chapter 10? The Panchakritya. What is the Panchakritya activity that Sri Shiva does? Number 1, it is called as Sarga. Repeat it after me. Sarga. What is Sarga? Creation. We can see it as the earth. Number 2, Sthiti. What is Sthiti? Maintenance, like the water. Number 3, Samhara, which is annihilation, which can be seen as the fire. Number 4, Tirobhava, which is concealment, can be seen as the wind. Number 5, Anugraha. Anugraha is liberation, which can be seen as space. These are his fivefold activities, and to carry out his fivefold activities, he has 5 faces: east, west, north, south, and the middle. And they govern this whole creation. At the beginning, this 5 faces manifest as the Omkara mantra. Om. Akara becomes the northern face, Ukara the western, Makara the southern, Bindu the eastern, the Nada becomes the middle face. From there starts everything, Nama, Rupa, form, sound, everything begins from this. Even the mantra Namah Shivaya comes from the Omkara. The Omkara mantra is the formless mantra of Sri Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya is the mantra for the physical form of Sri Shiva. That is what we learn here. Now we will meditate on the mantra Om Shivaya Namaha for 5 minutes before we enter into talks on Dharma. Shivaya Namaha. Om Śivāya 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 Namaha. Next, we move to talks on Dharma. Today, we will be learning about a very important Devata. That is Shri Yamaraja. Today, we will learn about the life of Yamaraja. What is his role? What does he do? What can we learn from him? In fact, in the Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana, In Book 6, Chapter 3, verse 29, it is beautifully mentioned that those whose tongues do not describe the auspicious qualities and supremely sacred names of Bhagavan, whose minds do not contemplate on his lotus like feet, and whose heads have not bowed even once to that divine Shri Krishna. Bring only those wicked persons here to Yamaloka who remain completely separate from the sacred actions of Bhagavan Shri Vishnu. So, what message Yamaraj gives is that a person who does not meditate, a person who does not listen to the glories of Shri Shiva, Shri Krishna, Shri Vishnu, Mahadevi, bring them to my abode. That is why, dear sincere seeker, whenever you can, listen to satsanga, listen to this divine wisdom. As much as you can, listen to this divine wisdom. The more and more you listen to divine wisdom, the more and more you become attached to Ishvara. If you don't listen to this, then the mind becomes attached to the world. So, dear sincere seeker, as much as you can, just listen. See, that's what he says. The ones who do not listen, the ones who do not contemplate, meditate, those tongues who do not describe his glories, which means you should constantly say the mantra Om Shivaya Namaha Om Paramatmane Namaha Om Purushaya Namaha. Meditate on the mantra as much as you can. That is what will liberate your mind, and you'll save yourself from getting into wrong company. Whenever you see Yamaraja and his messengers, they are usually seen with a noose in their hands, like it is shown on the image. That noose. They take the dying beings of the mortal world. But he gives them one advice: go towards everyone, but do not go near those who constantly engage in speaking, listening to the glories of Shri Hari. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Do not go near the ones who listen to the glories of Shri Shiva. Leave them alone. Do not go near the ones who listen to the glories of Mahadevi. Leave them alone. For I am the one who administers the consequences of karma of all beings, but I do not have the power to punish the devotees of Ishvara. So that is why the more you listen, the more you free yourself from the clutches of Yamaraja and his attendants. See, Yamaraja is a very powerful deity. He is said to be the son of Bhagavan Surya, Surya Devata, Surya Narayana. His son is Yamaraja. So, who's the father of Yamaraja? Bhagavan Surya Narayana. His body is like this, as you see on the screen. He's dark complexioned and carries a formidable staff in his hand. His vehicle is the buffalo. So you see the buffalo next to him. That's his vehicle. By the command of Bhagavan Brahma, he accepted the difficult responsibility of determining the fruits of living beings based on their karma. So it is Brahma who appoints Dharmaraja or Yamaraja. He's also called as Dharmaraja. I'll explain why. So his father is Bhagavan Surya Narayana and his mother is Sangnya, who is said to be the daughter of Vishwakarma. So his mother is Sangnya and his father is Bhagavan Surya Narayana. And he's been given the biggest responsibility of determining the fruits of living beings based on what we do, how our karma is, our actions, our intentions. The fruits is determined by Yamaraja. He's also said to be an Amsha, a part of the Creator. He resides in Samyamani Puri until the end of the Kalpa, which is said to be his region, and he continues to determine the results of living beings according to their karma. He also appears in the form of Dharmaraja as gentle and as kind as anyone could see. So when a virtuous being drops the body, he is brought to his abode, his region of Samyamani, with great happiness and honor by the gentle and beautiful messengers of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja then sends that being accordingly based on their karma of the accumulated merit to the next region. So why is he called Dharmaraja? Is because he governs this creation as per dharma. There is no partiality. If a person commits sins, irrespective of who he or she is, he will give you that reaction which you will have to burn. You can't escape it. In the worldly realm, we can use our name, our fame, our power to escape. But in the law of Prakriti, we all are seen as the same. That is why we call him as Dharmaraja. His justice is truthful justice. So if you feel someone has escaped by committing a crime, committing a sin in this world, and which was against you, and you feel you're helpless, you cannot hold them accountable, don't worry. Yamaraja, Dharmaraja, who follows only as in the path of dharma, will give them the right punishment when the time comes. But from your side, you should ask for forgiveness. You should ask for compassion. See, whoever hurts us, they do it unknowingly because of ignorance, because of attachment to Maya. So a person who's studying divine wisdom, we should not hold grudge against others. As much as you can, forgive and move on. And Dharmaraja, Yamaraja, is there looking after each and every one of us and our actions. He also comes in a frightening form for those who perform adharmic actions, who do wrong actions, and he sends them to such realms. He's said to be learnt in all the scriptures, who knows all the scriptures. In fact, the Katha Upanishad is in fact dedicated to Yamaraja, where he teaches Nachiketa, a small 7-year-old boy, the wisdom of the ultimate. So he knows the wisdom of the ultimate. That's why we also call him as a Bhagavatacharya, who knows the truth. So he will never do anything which is cruel. He never punishes us so that we suffer. His punishment, his law is only so that we can be free from sins, we can purify ourselves, and we can be truthful and honest and live a better life. Law is there not to hurt us, law is there to make us better. Without law, we all will be spoiled. Just as impure gold is placed in fire in order to purify it, similarly, through the various sufferings of different regions administered by Yamaraja, the sinful actions of the living being is removed. They are purified. The punishments are given so that our impurities are removed. So, which means your current life itself, you would have seen that you're suffering a lot, you're going through a lot of mental pain, physical pain. These all are a good suffering, accepted gracefully, because your next is far beyond than what you've received till now. You will only go to a better place. Someone who's listening to divine wisdom. In fact, each and every one of you are listening to this wisdom. So you should never be afraid of a bad future. You should only be grateful to know that you have a great future ahead. As long as you are here, meditate and meditate on your Ishtadevata. This earthly realm is a very short span of time we live here. There are other realms where we will, in fact, you won't believe, Dharmaraja lives for an entire kalpa. He lives for millions of years. So, like this, there are different realms. When we get into chapter 8 of the Gita, we will speak about it. It's a long way to go, maybe 6 months from now. When we enter that portion of the Gita, we will learn how every realm has different time calculation. In earthly realm, time is very short. By the time we realize what is the truth, the body is dropped. And here, listening to divine wisdom is what you're doing, then you're very lucky. Luck has already come by your way, grace has already come by your way. In fact, Yamraja instructs his disciples for removing all the sins of a living being. It is sufficient that he or she listens to the glories of Bhagavan, meditates on the glories. Purana is the best way. That is why listen to the Sri Shiva Mahapurana. Some topics might sometimes feel like it is boring, but it's not boring. It's very beautiful. When you listen to it with deep attention, you will end up loving the Purana. The Purana is where we go to the depth of the Vedic wisdom. Even in the Vedas, you can't go so deep as you go in the Purana, because we explore so many ways of understanding that ultimate truth. So listen to the Purana without fail. And he says, my attendants, do not go close to them who are surrendered and who listen to the glories of Ishvara. In fact, you need to understand a very important central teaching here is that the attendants of Yamraja meet both. It is just that, with both in the sense the devotees of Ishvara and the non-devotees. When they meet the devotees of Ishvara, they come with a proper, nice attire, looking loving, beautiful, and glorious. When they meet the ones who perform adharma, they come in a very ferocious and a fearful way. So, what can we learn from Yamraja? We can learn that bhakti is so powerful that even the authority who administers the consequences of karma offers respect to the devotees of Ishvara. See the importance of bhakti. Even Yamraja looks up to you because of you being a devotee. of Ishvara. So devote yourself, pray, meditate, think as much as you can of Ishvara. Only good will happen to you. Evilness will never enter into your life. He's also mentioned the importance of Nama Kirtana, listening to the glories, saying the glories, meditating on the glories. The best example is the Purana and mantra meditation, which we do. He also clearly mentions that we learn from him that Bhagavans, the devotees of Ishvara, are always under the protection of Ishvara. Your Ishta Devata will protect you, don't worry. Just be surrendered. Yamaraj himself is a great devotee of Bhagavan. That is why be surrendered to Ishvara. There will never be anything which is wrong that will happen in your life. Nama Smarana, Nama Kirtana, remembrance of Bhagavan, Sharanagati, surrender, humility, Satsanga, detachment from worldly attachment, and complete trust in Ishvara's protection is the only way out of the cycle of samsara. So, joining our palms, thanking Shri Krishna for this wisdom he gave us today, let this always be in our mind. Om Tat Sat. So, thank you for joining this session.